Hey everybody, it's Total War is here, and I am here. I don't know why I'm here, but I'm here for some reason, so I might as well do something while I'm here. So today we have a 3-on-3, and it's going to be Tylus, um, Carthage, and Erversi, I believe is how you pronounce it, going up against Macedon, Nervi, and Egypt. So in the defending front here, we're going to have 3 Thracian warriors for Tylus, and then we're going to have the mercenary Gallic warriors in the second line with 4 mercenary Gallic warriors. So we got two tribal warriors, 4 tribal warriors up front here, make that 5. And then we have Iberian swordsmen. This is the cheapest swords you can get for Erversi. And then up on the hill, we're going to have 3 more Iberian swordsmen, then 2 Balearic slingers and 2 Celtic slingers. Then back here we're going to have 4 Oathsworn, African elephants, Cretan archers. Looks like we got 3 mercenary Cretan archers, 2 more Celtic slingers clear in the back, more African elephants, 2 African pikemen, some noble cavalry. Then we're also going to have the Libyan infantry like crazy on here. We're going to have Balearic slingers, 2 more Balearic slingers, 2 mercenary noble fighters. Then we're going to have the noble fighters, not the mercenary noble fighters, the noble fighters for Erversi, and they're going to have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, as well as some painted warriors and 3 more Iberian swordsmen. So very interesting setup for Carthage. We're going to have the late Libyan hoplites, the mercenary Gallic warriors, and I already mentioned the Libyan infantry in the back. Then over here for the attackers, we're going to have thorax swordsmen making up the main ranks for Macedon. We're going to have some Thessalian, which is shock cavalry, heavy shock cavalry. We're going to have some Royal Peltas, 1, 2, I see 3 Royal Peltas, and then more just scattered thorax, some giant ballista, and then 3 mercenary Cretan archers, as well as a mercenary Rhodian slinger. So elite archer corps. And there we also have the Oathsworn for Nervi, and then 4 fierce swords, mighty horse. It's similar to the heavy horse, and then we're gonna have some noble horse. The Egyptian cavalry, we're gonna have those on the far out flanks. We'll have the mercenary Cretan archers, as well as a Greek heavy augur. Looks like the Greek heavy augurs went up in flames from Bowie's ballista fire, and that is painful. We have here the fierce swords, Hellenic Royal Guard. We have 3 Oathsworn moving up the siege tower, surprisingly. Normally those are held in reserve. These are going to make up the front ranks here, as well as 2 Celtic warriors. For Egypt, we already have the Egyptian archers and Cretan archers moving up to the front ranks. We have 2 Thoros spears here, as well as 2 Carian axemen, and then the Hellenic Royal Guard, a heavy pike infantry. A 3rd Hellenic Royal Guard. That's 3 pikes. Okay. Yes, okay, I didn't know he brought 3 pikes. I think the rule is 2. But at least that's what it normally is. Maybe it was changed this time. Anyway, so we're going to see the Cretan archers opening fire already on the Celtic ballista. And they're not scoring any kills. I guess they're trying to stop it from destroying their ballistas? I mean, a little late for that. Yeah, like majorly late for that. I don't know. That's weird. Did it just even have ammunition? I don't know. Okay, so we do have the thorax swordsman coming in here, getting eaten by those Thracian warriors who are cycle charging and getting some aid from the tribal warriors. But these are not just thorax, these are royal thorax swordsmen. Sorry if I mistook them earlier. These are royal thorax. So these are 2 royal thorax and then a thorax. And that's painful blows. These are the elites of Egypt. These are the most elite units you're going to find for the Egyptian infantry. And these Thracian warriors, as well as the tribal warriors, cycle charging to really deal some damage to these units. Oh, that's going to be painful. Still got fire coming into this Celtic ballista. Looks like we got a Thoros spear firing on it now, too. Oh my. That's a waste of ammunition on the Celtic ballista here. And normally you see fire arrows. See all this archer ammo? Is going to pour right down into the front of the ballista. Now, the Thoros spear has turned its attention and is now firing on the tribal warriors. You can see the first royal thorax going down, and the cycle charge from the tribal warriors taking its toll on these 2 here. but it looks Carthage withdrawing here, as well as the Iberian swords. The Thracian warriors doing pretty good, just considering how elite the units they're fighting are. The 3 Oathsworn moving up. We do have a Thorax about to dismount, I guess you would call it. Against these late Libyan hoplites, the late Libyans need to turn to fight that Thorax. We do have 3 tribal warriors in reserve that could also move to intercept that unit. But it's not going to happen. It doesn't look like these late Libyan hoplites are paying attention there. Oh, maybe the mercenary Gallic warriors are headed to do that. Okay, so the Celtic slingers, firing from the high ground, looks like they're going to fire into this blob. If I'm the Celtic slingers, that's what I'm doing. But I don't see where they're firing. We do have the Balearic slingers. This is a very, very deadly missile unit. Firing, I believe I saw firing. Maybe not. Okay, now these guys are. I don't know. I thought I saw these guys firing. Apparently not. Okay, so we do have the Royal Thorax and the Thorax Swordsmen have routed under the push of these tribal warriors, who are doing stellar on these starting movements here. On the Thoros Spears losing, we have a Royal Thorax and a Thorax engaged. This tribal warrior needs to engage. Those Thracian warriors can't hold the line. Those are just going to get that charge bonus and then pull back out. We do see this tribal warrior going to encircle them. Now these 3 Egyptian units are going to be completely encircled. That's going to be painful, but we do see some Thoros Spears, or no, Hellknight Royal Guard, the pike infantry, getting ready to come up the siege tower possibly, and that would mean we need reserves to hold against those 2 towers there. The mercenary Gallic warriors not firing, but you still see these tribal warriors kind of coming in and out, fluctuating to get that charge. That Thorax swordsman with morale on red now, and the mercenary Gallic warriors have found out the Thorax. Looks like they've pinned them between a hoplite and a Gallic warrior, but the Gallic warrior is just going to finish it off. The hoplite doesn't look like it's even going to try and engage. This Thorax swordsman here fighting. Looks like it took some fire from the tribal warriors, as the tribal warriors have 21 kills, 6 there. These 2 here did not fire, but that's going to be painful, as that Thorax is going to go down there. Okay, so the Oathsworn have lined up, and it looks like we got a tribal warrior guarding against them. The tribal warriors, no matter how good they are no match for these Oathsworn. So this tribal warrior will need help if the Oathsworn does land, and it looks like they plan to do that. No, it doesn't. They're pulling up too close to land, actually. Now they've got a glitch. Great. Hate that when my siege towers glitch like that. Maybe that's a replay glitch. We don't know. Recently, the replays have been kind of glitchy. Okay, so we do see the Thoros Spears at 57 men left and suffering under this tribal warrior. I mean, just overrun. This tribal warrior morale on yellow and only 34 kills, and it still has 130 of its units, so that's really weird. The morale is on red, like almost routing. I guess those Thorax swordsmen are scare tactic. Does a unit here near here have scare tactic or something? I don't see. Maybe it's because it was getting flanked by those Celtic warriors, who are going to take a face full of the fire from the Balearic slingers, and then Balearic slingers are just going to mow them down. The Celtic slingers are firing as well. Oh, sorry about the tree. I didn't know those. Wow, that tree's kind of random, just kind of in the middle of nowhere. Yes, I mean, whoa. Because we do have a tribal warrior here guarding against the Thoros Spear coming off the siege tower. And it looks like we're going to have a Celtic warrior here land and go up against the Iberian swords. I don't know the price of the Iberian swords, but I think that these Celtic warriors are going to win. Not only because they have a level 1 chevron, but I think they're better just all around, even without that. Melee attack is better for the Iberians. Weapon damage better for the Celtics. No bonus for infantry. Charge bonus is better for the Celtics. Melee defense is better for the swords for the Iberians. Armor's better for the Celtics. Health's better for the Celtics. And base morale's better for the Celtics. So I'm going with the Celtic warriors there. And now the Iberians going to get some help from the tribal warriors there to take out that Celtic warrior. And Egypt just getting pinned in here. We're going to see a charge there brutally coming in from the Thracian warriors at 112 kills. We have 2 more here at 51 and 13. Not doing a ton, but that archer fire, withering archer fire coming from here, it looked like. There must be some Gallic Hunters. The Gallic Hunters have a way of staying hidden, so maybe it came from here. I thought I saw it coming from here. No, it came from right there. Okay, so the Gallic Hunters are opening fire. There's all 4 of them right there, and they're going to fire into the backs of the Iberian Swords and the Tribal Warriors. That's going to be painful for these, for Tylus here, but his hope's going to be to inflict tons of damage on, as much damage on Egypt as he can before those archers just pull him out of that fight. 54 already and climbing. That's going to be painful. That archer fire could turn the tide on that fight right there. We also have some Cretan archers getting dangerously close. Mercenary Rhodian slingers coming up inside with no kills, so very odd. But we do have the Thorax swordsman kind of overrunning over here. Oof. It's not looking good for the defenders, but we are getting some support fire from these mercenary Cretan archers. Maybe the Balearic slingers are even firing. Yeah, they are. So Balearic slingers are even firing kind of up and over the buildings. I didn't know Balearic slingers could fire over the buildings. I thought Balearic slingers had to have a straight shot because they can't fire up. Okay, I was mistaken. That could be useful. So the Thracian warriors doing okay. The Iberian swords, for their price, are doing decent. The tribal warriors taking a ton of fire here from these Gallic hunters. 71 kills, 49, 21, 68, and climbing. Firing right into the back of that tribal warrior there on the far right for Tylus. This one here going to rout 121 kills. Not taking fire, so maybe it can rally and come back in. It looks like it might rally, come back into the fight here. 89, 23, 22, 114. Not quite as high numbers for the Royal Thorax, racked up 109 and climbing. The Thorax at 71 on the Royal Guard, so none of the other units doing too great other than that Royal Thorax and the Thorax. Meanwhile, these tribal warriors are really racking up the counts. They're 135 in the back here. I forgot to mention him. And 121 there, I already mentioned. The mercenary Gallic warriors, of course, providing some fire from. Looks like they were, at least it looked like they were firing. No, this one is. At least it says it is. Sea javelins, 22. This one here, 24. So they're putting their 2 cents in, as you might say, on that fight. This tribal warrior. This is the real problem here. Is this line from here to the wall, is that's what's exposing their back to the Gallic hunters, who are going to destroy even those heavily armored tribal warriors. I think they're very heavy melee infantry. Yes, they're very heavy melee infantry. So, oof. We have 59 and 5 on the Celtic slingers. They're firing, apparently, I would think they're firing into this blob. It looks like they're kind of firing in this direction, maybe trying to take out the general from Egypt. Okay, so we do have a late Libyan hoplite going down with only 11 kills. Looks like it got taken out by the Fierce Swords, who are doing quite well. The Thorax as well are also doing great. The Oathsworn are now inside, and it looks like Carthage and Erversi are going to give up the fight for the walls. But Tylus, either oblivious or not caring, is going to keep pouring units in here. You see a unit here that could withdraw if it wanted to. A couple units, these are kind of stacked thick and could withdraw if they'd like. 104 on this tribal warrior that's got morale on red, so possibly going to rout soon. 62 and 7 on the Celtic slingers. So we can jump to the Celtic slingers. We do have an Oathsworn coming in on the siege tower as well as a Fierce Sword. Man, these tribal warriors are just got Egypt hemmed in. There's no real way for him to get out of that. And those Egyptian archers and Cretan archers, I believe there's some Cretan archers, maybe they're, yes, they're clear back here. Okay, they're not being used, neither is the Egyptian cavalry, which we believe is being moved up. You would think would move up. The Oathsworn also are staying clear in the back despite the progress for the walls. And really, Egypt, or Nervi and Macedon have really just taken over on this fight here, just really taken the walls. But this is going to be painful for Tylus, who, if he does not pay attention, is going to get some units in the back. Like this Oathsworn here, if it hadn't glitched the siege tower, could have landed and possibly done some damage. Now we do have fire arrows going into the tribal warriors to lower morale, possibly. Looks like the penalty's not there, though. Maybe they were trying to burn this. I bet they were trying to burn this tower. That's what happened. I'm almost positive. This tribal warrior routing with 108, 52, 72, 34. Not as impressive on the later half here, as they've just probably come into the fight. 74 on that thorax, so good job by the thorax. 73, 111 on the royals, so thorax. 29 by Egypt, really going to take a beating to get this little section, this little corner of the wall. They're really suffering to get that little bit. Every inch, they're paying for every inch. And 112 on them tribal warriors. And the Celtic sling, that's not counting the Celtic slingers in the back, 74 and 11. So doing pretty good. The Balearics at 148. That is also a toll for the defenders. We have Iberian swords as well on 81 kills. That's for that cheap melee infantry. That's quite good. The heavy siege tower. Why am I looking at the heavy siege tower? The fierce swords just took a brutal charge from the Iberians, who have a charge bonus of 20. So not great. For some reason, I was thinking they were kind of like the Thracian warriors, heavy on the charge. Now the carrying axemen have come into the fight, not allowed to use their javelins, and that's going to be painful. Looks like they're trying to use their javelins. But yeah, oof. The Thoros spears maybe should have stayed outside because they're better if they use the javelins. Same with the carrying axemen, maybe should have stayed outside. They're better with their if they can get their javelins used, and maybe once your allies have taken the wall, you can come in. Now this 119 on this tribal warrior, 95, 87, 65, so pretty good. The carrying axemen doing okay. Here we have a mercenary Gallic warrior at 45 going up against that thorax. We also have a Iberian swordsman at 133 flanking that thorax. I like the setup from Araversi, is they just like brought an entire army of Iberian swords, so very, very cheap melee infantry, and instead of using the normal mediocre infantry, they have stacked on the mercenary noble or the noble fighters, and that might pay off later. Just like a very small but elite army, and I really like that setup. These archers out here at 73, 85, 6, and they still have ammunition, so they could still do damage later in the fight. Now we have Gallic hunters here at 69. They still have ammunition as well. This one back here at 111 and still has ammunition. So at 194, this one is out of ammunition finally. This one at 164 and still has ammunition. So good job to use their archers effectively for Nervi there. Now the Oathsworn pouring onto the field here, and this tribal warrior at 125 trying to fight off the fierce swords may need to divert to slow that Oathsworn if he doesn't want to get his main tribal warrior force encircled. We do have a Hellenic Royal Guard, morale on yellow. You could want to hopefully hold on just long enough to send that Thoros spear, possibly. Oh, the Hellenic Royal Guard got his morale back. Never mind. But you could just, looks like the mercenary Cretan archers are out of ammunition and are now in the fight with only 3 kills. They must have wasted, they were the ones that used their ammo on the ballista, I believe. And that is, the Oathsworn gonna get a tribal warrior to break off, but their Oathsworn are going to get a javelin volley into the backs of those tribal warriors. That Oathsworn gonna come in, deadly on the charge. The tribal warrior is gonna try to stall him from encircling. Now we're gonna have a Thoros spear on the route. Now these tribal warriors, all but one of them is over 100 kills, so good job there. The Celtic slingers at 106 and 34, so not so great by that second unit, but still very good by that pretty good by that first one, considering these Celtic slingers are the cheapest missile unit for Tylus. Now we do have an Oathsworn with 95 kills, going to be climbing up and going to just take out those Celtic slingers. Like, we're done with you. We don't want you to continue to destroy us. This one here still got ammunition. Looks like this one here is going to try to stall. Ooh. Looks like they're both just going to charge in and see what damage they can do. That's painful. These tribal warriors now on full route as the Oathsworn continue to encircle them. and that's going to be the end of this pinch movement in this corner. Oh man, that's painful. So that was going very well. Just one tribal warrior going to hold on a little bit longer at 128 kills and climbing, as he's going to continue the fight despite his buddies being routed all around him. Now we do have this Gullic Hunter out of ammunition at 197. I believe it's out of ammunition. I shouldn't speak presumptuously. There we go. Yes, he's out of ammunition. This one still has ammo. I believe I've already went through this. Having deja vu or something here. Okay, so those three still have ammunition. These here have not expelled at all. They've still got some going on there. And we're still getting artillery fire from the Carthaginian ballista. It's firing. Wow, look at this. Firing back across and into the Rhodian slingers? The mercenary Rhodian slingers? Oh man. They're taking artillery fire now. They're going to get charged by the mercenary Gallic warriors. Hopefully get that unit out of the game. Those Rhodian slingers can be quite deadly if used correctly. We do have a Celtic slinger. It looks like it's going to engage in hand-to-hand with the fierce sword, and that's going to be painful, as the Celtic slingers are not going to come out on top of that. And I don't think they've used all of their ammunition. No, they haven't. They have swords sheathed. So, oof. The Iberian swords are going to take over that fight. Still not quite an equal match, but the Celtic slingers are firing into the back of the fierce swords now, and that is going to be painful for that fierce swords unit. But also for the Iberian swordsman is now we've got a thorax coming in, going to root choke. We also have a second thorax going to pinch that Iberian swords between the fierce swords and the thorax, and that's it. This tribal warrior still holding on at 203 kills and climbing 204. And they've maintained to hold this tower. So this tower, this isn't counting the kills that the tower has inflicted. And the general from the Hellenic Royal Guard is still alive, it appears. Now the tribal warriors at 213. The Hellenic Royal Guard was losing, so if it would have stayed that way, the tribal warriors would have won. Maybe that Egyptian general would have died and benefited the defenders a bit more. But, ooh, 215 kills, so that's great. Now we have the Carthaginian ballista now firing into the Hellenic Royal Guard, these kind of blobbed units right here. Oof. That's going to be another deadly one. That's going to rack up the kill count for that ballista. 62 and climbing. Now it's going into this blob. Massive units. I don't know, blob, mass. I don't know what you want to call it. Okay, so we do have some Thracian warriors now who have rallied outside the walls, going to come back inside. Ooh, 133 kills on that Thracian warrior. Good job by that Thracian warrior. The tribal warriors at 122 going to stop outside and catch their breath before they rally back into the fight. Tons of archer fire. Or no, sorry, Peltast fire from the Royal Peltast coming into the back of the noble fighters in the Iberian swordsmen there. Mainly, it looks like it's trying to be aimed at those Iberian swords, or the noble fighters, but it looks like it's catching the Iberian swords. Libyan infantry there at 0 kills for 0 losses. That's always a fair exchange. Guerrilla swords. I thought I saw guerrilla right here. Guerrilla swordsmen. Okay. Did not see them before. That's why they're a good ambush unit, because you don't see them. Okay, so it looks like they're going to try to catch these Cretan archers, the mercenary Cretan archers, but they're not going to. They're not even going to try now. Going to make a liar out of me after I say that. Okay, 135, 45. I'm so used to saying 100. 140 or 45. Here I go again. On the Iberian swords, going to set up a defense on this choke point. Ooh, and here comes the African war elephants. Ooh, those are going to be deadly, going to smash into those guerrilla swords. And, ooh, the guerrillas are going to eat that. That's not going well for them, though. They did get at least one javelin volley off, it appeared, before those African elephants hit them. So that will give them, that'll deal some damage to the African elephants and hopefully make it easier to kill later. Now, these fierce swords just being let to sit and fire javelins into those elephants. The elephants now going berserk, though, so can't blame anybody for that one. The elephants coming back 54 kills. Ooh, that berserk is going to be about as bad as its regular charge was, but no, it looks like it's going to go back where it needs to be. And come on, elephants, make up your mind. Are you going into the enemy, or are you coming back to us? Okay, it looks like they've rallied. They're no longer berserk. They're coming back into the fight. Okay, we have a Thessalian cavalry out here. Ooh, and the tribal warrior that rallied is going to charge it, and it's going to be stationary. That's interesting use of the rallied troops. Like, don't bring them back inside. Leave them outside and kill their cavalry as it tries to come in the gate. That's one I've never seen before. 125 on the tribal warrior, so good. Only 20 on the Thessalian cavalry. And 21, 70. I don't know. Neither side losing much. No, the Thessalian cavalry's lost 1. Tribal warriors have lost 1. They've lost 1. None. I don't know. But the tribal warrior's going to rout, unfortunately. That would have been interesting to see. If they could pick off that whole unit. They're certainly going to leave their mark. There, they've seen it. Okay, they're pulling them out of there. Okay, so the tribal warriors are toast now. They're no longer available. 200 on the mercenary Rhodean slingers. Good job with the Rhodeans. 80, 103 on the mercenary Cretans, so good job there. Okay, the African elephants at 164, and they're devastating those Egyptian archers and not taking any fire from the Hellenic Royal Guard. This is pike infantry, so it would be beneficial for this unit to go into pike phalanx. Or maybe for the Thoros spears to start throwing. Maybe the Thoros must be out of ammunition. And now these berserk elephants are, of course, going to go back into the allied lines because they don't want to go into the enemy lines. That's how it always goes. Okay, now they're rallied. Okay, now they're paying attention. We're going to bring them right back into the Egyptian general, right? Okay, the Egyptian general is going to charge them. Maybe send that unit instead. The other one, not your other Hellenic Royal Guard, not your general. He's like your most valuable person. Oh my. Then archer fire from the Gallic hunters' fire rounds are going to slam into those African elephants who are at 200. Wow, that's climbing fast. Wait for it to settle a little bit. 309, 310. Slow down. I want to see what your kill count is. 320. Okay, so they're taking a ton of fire though. Looks like that's going to be the end of them. But wow, they left their mark. 335. Oh, and these archers, these mercenary Cretan archers still have ammunition. Oh my goodness, they're firing into those Iberian swords. And those lightly armored Iberian swords are not going to be able to take the heavy fire from the Cretan archers. But we do have these elephants still going. 176. Oh my. These are painted warriors here. So they're a little bit heavier than the Iberians, I believe. No? What's the armor here? 45 to 15. Yeah, they're like a lot heavier than the Iberian swords. Oh my, these African elephants at 419 and still have 5 elephants. Ooh, there went one of them. So 4 elephants, 3 elephants, 421. And climbing and going against those Thoros spears. We're going to get Carian axemen, but it looks like they've been shot out. We have an Oathsworn at 68 and a Libyan infantry at 125 going up against the fierce swords. Kind of got them in a pinch there. As well as, do I see fire? Oh, I do see Celtic slingers firing down into those fierce swords. Oh my, this African elephant is still going. 425. Oh my, 424. And 1 elephant left. Okay, it's going to get a charge from the Thracian Peltas. That's going to be the end of the elephant. He's routing, but he's still alive. That's what counts, right? I don't know if he can still kill people when he's routing. 425. 440. Apparently not, because he's not going to... Yeah, that's the end. Okay, so we do have a Thessalian cavalry charge into the Libyan infantry. Looks like the Oathsworn are going to stay away from that. 73 kills on that Oathsworn. But even better, 140 on the Libyan infantry. Great use of the Libyan infantry here. And now the Thessalian cavalry with 59. Looks like it's going to try to cycle charge. Coming out. Oathsworn going to give chase? Going to go into shield wall. That's like the most common way to accept a cavalry charge. Just go into shield wall and take it. Yes, they're going to move forward. They're going to try to get those Thessalians wall and shield wall. Good move by Tylus here to use that shield wall effectively. So that if the cavalry turns around to charge, the charge will be intercepted. Now, if you get within the cavalry unit itself, now they're going to break shield wall and go full speed, hoping the Macedonian player's not paying attention. Is it going to work? They're going to catch the tail end of the cavalry unit. Oh, the Thessalians are going to see it at the last second and turn, but they're not going to get the charge bonus. It's just not far enough. And they're going to try to pull through, but the shield wall is going to be entered, and that's going to stop the cavalry from going through. I'm afraid most of these cavalry, or most of these horsemen here are dead. Those Oathsworn are going to just tear them apart. But we're going to get a charge in the back from the noble horse. Noble horse to save the day, but they're going to turn and fight the Libyan infantry. Oh man, that would have saved this Thessalian cavalry unit. Now the Oathsworn going away? What? Okay, so that Thessalian cavalry took huge damage from that Oathsworn. It's now at 105. That Libyan infantry gonna oh, I can't see it. Oh, there we go. 189 on that Libyan infantry. We have a mercenary noble fighter now covering the hole. Oh my, these Cretan archers still have ammunition. 174, 181. 140 on the Gallic Hunters, 106. Oh my. That's a ton. We got two Oathsworn going off into nowhere? What? It shouldn't be happening. Maybe it's a glitch in the replay. I don't know. We'll see what happens to those two units. Okay, so we do have the Thessalian cavalry coming back. Maybe going to try and hit this Oathsworn again? Maybe not. Yes, it looks like the Thessalian cavalry are going to kind of suicide charge into the Oathsworn, who are winning against the Thor spears. Now the Oathsworn are going to go into shield wall, take the charge. Ooh, they're going to enter shield wall just in time, and it looks like they're going to accept that charge quite well. 128. Now we do have. The two Oathsworn have moved up. Now this noble horse charge into the mercenary noble fighters. The mercenary noble fighters doing a great job at dealing with that. Where's this Oathsworn going to go now? Looks like it's going to try to pin this noble horse in. Going to take some fire to the back from those Egyptian archers, but it's not going to care. It's just going to try to shut out that noble horse. And if it can stop the noble horse, that's the general and bodyguard. So the general and bodyguard, the general dies, morale drops. The Oathsworn from Nervi lose morale, and that is amazing because that's probably the most formidable unit on the field right now, despite these Royal Peltasts. The Royal Peltasts may be a bit better than the Oathsworn there, but the Oathsworn more numerous. There's the two units out here, so yeah, the Oathsworn the most formidable unit, so that morale drop could change the tide here. Now we also have a Oathsworn charge into the back of the Thessalians, who were again not paying attention, and they're going to take that one. That looks like it's going to be the end of that unit. We have another Oathsworn coming up. Maybe going to try to shut out these archers. Maybe. No? Maybe not. Okay. Is that all the units? Okay, we do have a thorax swords coming in. Oh, and the mercenary Cretan archers that were left back there by the Blist. Oh, and two Egyptian cavalry. So we do still have quite 3 units right there that haven't engaged, as well as one that's coming back from the rout. Okay, but I'm going with the balance of power bar here and saying this is over for the attackers, who are just going to kind of get wrapped up, because as soon as this main infantry bulk dies, those Egyptian cavalry will rout from the army losses penalty, I believe. The Oathsworn still going. So maybe this wasn't a glitch. I think they're going to try to come up on this gate, maybe. Maybe try to burn it and come in the back, because like nobody's paying attention right there. And the African pikemen kind of sat, not doing anything. I mean, not even trying to get kills. 58 and 43 on those. The Cretan Archers, Mercenary Cretan Archers did amazing. 129, 172, 141. The Oathsworn now coming in to stabilize this push of the Royal Piltoss, as well as the 2 Oathsworn. Going to get encircled by the 2 Noble Fighters, Mercenary Noble Fighters, as well as the Oathsworn. 1 Oathsworn. Looks like the other one's going to capture the gate. Oh, going to try to shut out that Gallic Hunter. Good move there by Tylus. Get rid of the Archers, who maybe still have ammunition. No, they're out. Okay, so it's kind of a win-win either situation. It doesn't really matter which way you go, but we do have the Cretan Archers still coming, the Mercenary Cretan Archers. Okay, so the Oathsworn still coming up the back. Okay, we now have Iberian Swords. These Oathsworn taking forever to get up here, and they're going to be tired before they even get up there. That's painful. Maybe you should be moving some units back there, though. I know it'll take them a long time to burn the gate, but still. Okay, so now these Oathsworn and the Noble Fighters have encircled the last remnants of the Macedonian army, as well as an Oathsworn from Nervi. Egypt's pretty much out of it now, as they're going to try to charge the Oathsworn general from Tylus, and that is going to be an easy victory, as there's only like 3 guys left in that Thorax unit. Now we do have the Cretan Archers, and that could be dangerous if they line up and shoot. I mean, they're full of ammunition. They haven't even started firing. If they shoot right into the flank of these Oathsworn, it's just shielded side, but still that could do some damage. Looks like Tylus is going to see it, and they're going to charge them. Looks they're going to rout. The cavalry's going to rout. There goes the cavalry. Here comes the archers. The archers are out of it. Okay. Macedonian general holding on with the last remnants of the field. Ooh. No, they're doomed. That's all I can say for them. They're doomed. Okay, so the Oathsworn were going to try to burn the gate, and this one's going to rout from the tower fire. Not even going to fight. It doesn't appear. It looks like they'll get another hail off of. I guess those look like batons. They always look like batons to me. Those little sticks. I don't know what they are, but yeah, those Oathsworn gonna feel that. They're not. There's no way. No Oathsworn can do this. Even when you could just put the pikes right there in the gate, and the Oathsworn would be doomed. Unless they want to march clear back around the city inside. Even then, yeah, there's no way. And the Celtic Slingers coming up. Don't know what they're gonna do to an Oathsworn unit, because they can't engage them hand to hand, definitely. And I don't know if they even have ammunition left. Looks like they're gonna try to line the walls maybe and shoot down. That looks like that's what's gonna happen. So they're gonna line the walls and shoot down into them. Then we do have a second Oathsworn, or a singular Oathsworn, as well as a mass of noble fighters coming in. Just a huge blob of noble fighters coming in. Then the 2 Oathsworns here, going back around. Looks like they're recapturing towers and just doing whatnot work. And those Celtic Slingers gonna pour fire down into those Oathsworn who finally burned the gate, and they're gonna go into full rout as these Oathsworn from Tylus come out to engage them. With the supporting fire from the wall, I don't see how there's a chance. Even if they were on a flat plain, I don't think there was a chance either way. That's the end of the battle. Oh, this guy taking fire in the back still from the Celtic Slingers. Oh my, they got some range on them. 150 range, so about the same as a Cretan Archer, I believe. Yeah, so same range as a Cretan Archer. Okay, so let's look at the statistics. So we have victory for me here coming up as Tylus, and it's 2,377 kills. He's going to get top kill count by just a few there over ZX Sanks. San KS, I guess is what I'm going to say. And then Munchie is last with 1,776 kills. So Tylus did good here with the archers, Slingers. This one did the best. Great job by this Oathsworn, 377. The tribal warriors did great all around. The Thracian warriors did good. The Carthaginians, sorry, did great on that one elephant unit. The other one didn't engage. The archers did amazing. Pikemen, unfortunately, didn't get to engage. All 100, over 100 for their Libyan infantry. Great job by the Celtic warriors. Unfortunately, the mercenary nobles didn't get a fight. Then we have Araversi. Great job on the Balearic slingers. Amazing job for the price on these Iberian swords. And then good job for the mercenary noble fighters. Not so great on the painted warriors. Then we have King Zeus for the attackers, and he is Nervi, 2,045 kills, and he is going to have the second most under Naldalius, 2,097, and 1,004 for Hammer Down, 00. And then, so King Zeus is Nervi, did good on the archers, great on the archer here, 340, okay on the Celtic warrior, good job on the fierce swords, if you X that unit right there out. Great, okay on the guerrillas. These three Oathsworn did great. Then we have the Macedon, 150 on their Royal Peltas. Great job by the archers and slingers. Good job by these Royal Peltas. Great on the thorax. And then we have great on these Hellenic Royal Guard. Not so great on the Egyptian cavalry or the Greek heavy auger, as it didn't even break a hole in the wall. Not so great on the archers. Great on these two pike units, even though they never went into pike phalanx. Great on this Royal Thorax. Good on the thorax, good on the thoros. Thank you for watching.